recently, India-China conflict has been escalating, and there has been many issues where we shall know about more, and we shall discuss more to know more. So, sir, let's move to our first point, where we shall know from you that will you please brief us outline of the statecraft of China and India? What are the similarities and differences?
Thank you. Well, there's a major difference in their philosophical traditions. If you take China, they are into Chinese dialectics, which is very different from Western Hegelian dialectics, and even very different from Indian dialectics. Their dialectics, more simply put, would be the yin and yang, where they take contradictions to be normal. What they aspire mainly to balance the contradiction. For Chinese, contradiction is as normal as eating food. So they operate on that principle. One of the best way would be to remember the remark of Deng Xiaoping when he said that I'm not interested in the color of the cat. All I'm interested is whether the cat can catch the mice. So it's an interesting approach. In many ways, it's very practical. They will try politics for a while. If it doesn't work, then economics. If it doesn't work, then culture. If that doesn't work, then ping pong, sports. They will always have, one way or other to try their best to interact, and mainly to create a harmony or to create a balance, and out of that balance to get the maximum whatever benefits they are looking for. So it's a tradition which takes contradiction to be very normal. Let me give you one or two examples. One good one would be they don't want others to recognize Taiwan. They don't recognize Taiwan. They don't want others to recognize Taiwan. But as we speak, Taiwan's largest investment is in mainland China. How they do it, we really don't know. Similar is the case with India. They have serious problem with India. I'm sure one of the reasons for today's discussion, precisely because there's so much conflict. They have conflict in Aksai Chin region. They have conflict in South Tibet, which India calls Arunachal Pradesh. But India's largest trading regime, single country largest trading regime, is China. How in what way it has come about is very difficult to know. On the other hand, India's foreign policy, which is not so much different from Bangladesh and Pakistan way of foreign policy. Ours is different, and I'll talk to that largely because of 1971. But if you take India or Pakistan or South Asia, I have referred to this as a biryani approach. It's like biryani. You put everything in one pot. Biryani is an interesting food, as you know. This is the word is a Persian word. Biryan means roasted rice, where you put the meat, you put the fruits, you put of course the roasted rice. When biryani came to Bengal, we added potato. In Iran, you will not get the potato. They become surprised when they see the potato. We put potato because we didn't have that much meat, so we probably improvised that with potato. But in order to make a biryani, you need to be a competent chef. Not just by putting meat and fruit and potato will not make biryani. And that's precisely the reason why biryani is known by the chef or by the location. For example, the famous one would be Fakhruddin biryani, or Haji biryani, or Hyderabadi biryani, Lucknow biryani. So it is important that you have a competent chef. Now, India's foreign policy is also like biryani. You put everything together: politics, economy, culture. Now, the problem with that is, if one doesn't work, if in biryani, if the meat is bad, then everything goes bad. If the potato is bad, everything becomes bad. So you need a total kind of a serious competent chef. Now, to do that, very few, you need a kind of leadership to work on the biryani approach. But unfortunately, this is something that the South Asians keep on doing. And for that reason, the two foreign policy approach or two statecraft is qualitatively different. They don't meet. And on the top of that, India particularly, or South Asia particularly, we got infected by the Western civilization, largely because we were under British rule for, well, Bengal was under 190 years, rest of India for 90 years, but still, we got infected by the British colonialism. Bulk of our diplomats and our policy makers, they study Western civilizational things, either in Western universities or Western textbooks. And for that reason, we are very much infected by the Western tradition as well. Now, that also is very different from the Chinese tradition. So it's a totally mismatch, two philosophical traditions, very different. So when they meet, sometimes they don't understand, probably they don't understand each other as much they ought to. And for some reason, I believe we need to appreciate both the traditions. Probably then there will be an opportunity where China and India can play with each other in a much more stable manner than what we have today.